We wanted to talk to Josh Stein today, our state's Attorney General, because he is pushing for the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act. Mr. Stein, thanks for being here today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Ashley.
This passed in the House, but it's been held up in the Senate. Why is that?
I don't know. The law has been reauthorized every time it's come to its conclusion ever since it was passed in the 90s. And it's a critical statement on the priorities of law enforcement that we care about domestic violence. You know, with this COVID pandemic and people sheltering in place, one crime that has spiked is domestic violence. People are at home for extended periods of time under very stressful conditions. And we want to do everything we possibly can to keep people safe from harm.
We talked to the domestic violence shelter here in Wilmington earlier this week, and they are seeing a 114% increase in calls. So that just speaks to what you just said with COVID-19 and the impact on this crime.
That's heartbreaking to hear about that. We know that it's happening, but 114% means people. Those are individuals who are in a scary situation in their home, and they fear for their safety and the safety of their children. I did a joint communication with Chief Justice Sherry Beasley early in this pandemic. You know, she shut down the courtrooms for in-person hearings, but she made crystal clear that the courts remain open for anybody who needs a protective order. Anyone who is scared and listening to your broadcast should know they can call a hotline and get help. There are groups out there that will help you. And if you need the help of the court to remain safe, you can get a hearing. We urged any courthouse that has electronic capabilities to do the hearings remotely, and some of them are doing that. But just know that we want you to be safe, and we'll do what we can to do that.
And the Violence Against Women Act, what does it do? What kind of teeth does it give to law enforcement and prosecutors?
The Violence Against Women Act authorizes Congress to ensure that there isn't domestic violence. It defines the law and what is applicable. It identifies programs that are important to fighting domestic violence through the U.S. Department of Justice. And it makes it easier for Congress to then appropriate those funds to attack this problem. It is our clearest articulation as a nation that we care about the crime of domestic violence and that we are actively fighting it and doing all we can to keep people safe in their homes.
And each time this has been reauthorized, it's been strengthened by Congress, right?
That's right. And there are a couple provisions in this law to apply to particular types of crimes that the law doesn't currently cover, whether it's on Native American reservations or having to do with same-sex relationships. These are things where the law needs to be updated to meet the realities of the moment.
Our Attorney General Josh Stein pushing for the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Ashley.